Now, I am greatly comforted by the fact that the Leader of the Opposition has finally come out and said that the coalition is right. That's a great comfort. There are, of course, a lot of people who continually deny that our motivation in putting this together was about saving lives at sea. And now that they realise that what we did was right, it was right in a policy sense and right in implementation, it'd be very interesting to see whether anyone will ever take responsibility, ALP or Greens, for the deaths at sea that have occurred. But it's two things. It's realising the comprehensiveness of the policy and then understanding resolve.
Another issue, Jim Molan, is the issue of transparency. Clearly the government has been criticised from various quarters that it is not transparent enough with the public about what's going on, particularly as far as turnbacks are concerned. Labor is saying that should they be elected, they would be more transparent. They would tell the public about what was going on, particularly around boat turnbacks. Would that work?
Well, there's lots of parts of our society where transparency is limited. Police, military, and certainly on the protection of our borders in certain areas. What I have noticed, and I finished being the Prime Minister's Special Envoy on this about a year ago, what I've noticed since is that we have come out and the information has been released. The information that is protected is that information which relates to, firstly, the success of on-water operations. You can't tell the people smugglers where you will be and what you're doing, and secondly the interpretation without context of what is happening in offshore processing. So I think that if Labor ever got back into power and implemented this policy, they would very quickly find out the importance of operational security.
And Jim Molan, do you feel as though perhaps paying people smugglers to turn back their boats is legitimate?
Well, I'm not aware that there is confirmation that that happened. It's not a policy that I like, not a policy that I would endorse, and let's see if it ever happens again. But I've got to say that if an error was made, and I don't know whether an error was made, what we don't want to do is blast that error out into the world of people smugglers. So I think that we have the coalition and myself in both the policy and the implementation subsequently, hardly a mistake was made. And this is an extraordinary example of successful policy and successful implementation by this government.
But are you saying it would be a mistake to pay people smugglers?
No, I make no judgment, Andrew, on things like that. That's why we are very, very careful about security on the water.
Retired Major General Jim Molan, thanks very much.
Thank you.